Hello, my little frog fellows, and welcome back after over 4 months. I finally have my computer, so more videos will come in the future. In today's video, we will check out the whole surface of Artfol in 2022, right before the website update. That will be available soon. And I will go through every single little feature you can find on Artfol. This video will be quite long. I will go through all the functions in the order it makes the most sense to me, so let's go! When you're using Artfol for the first time, you can choose between making an artist or non-artist account. You can change the account from non-artist to artist later on. The main difference between the non-artist and artist account is that the non-artists cannot post image posts. They can post text posts, they can do reshares, but they cannot share their own art products pictures. This function is for the awesome people who want to consume art and support artists only. When you're logged in your account, you automatically land on the so-called home. Here you basically can see all the cool art your art homies you follow post in chronological order. I hate this word. Image posts, text posts, reposts, and your own posts. And sometimes you will see winner announcements from challenges as well. Right up here we have this little button for the Artfol Newspage, where the developers post exciting updates, events, informations and other stuff. The last one, for example, is about the beta version of the Artfol web that they plan to release this year, and I'm very excited for that one. And when we go back to the home page, on the right upper corner is the fast pass to your own profile, which we will check out later on. Right below we have this bar that invites us to write a text post. To make a post you either can use the two buttons or the plus icon down here. If you have an art or Artfol related question for the whole community, I can recommend you to use the hashtag question. Then your question will show up in a highlighted section. When you started to make a post and try to go back to the home page, Artfol automatically will ask you if you want to save your posts into the drafts. This function is very useful to store or prepare posts. If your drafts are gone after an update or you find any other bug, please contact the support. It only happened to me once and they were able to bring it back, so don't be scared to ask on the Artfol Discord server or write Artfol a mail. Now, when you make an image post, you have the following options. Upload an image from an URL that you just copy-paste into here, or upload it directly out of your camera roll. And yeah, of course, you can write a title and a caption, just like a side information. In the search function of Artfol, you can search for the title, caption, and hashtags. So it's useful if you add descriptive texts or keywords and think of stuff people would look for when they looking for art. Fun fact, in Artfol there is almost no space where links aren't clickable, meaning it's super easy to credit inspirations, reference pictures, or link your own website, or to share other things you want to share. Next, you can select a category for your post. If you're missing categories, you can use the hashtag instead. I feel like in the future developers will update this function though. If your art contains any kind of not safe for work elements or gore, please use the filters to protect underage users or people who just generally don't feel comfortable with it. You also can customize the filter to give a trigger warning so users can easily decide if they want to see your art or not. Since I myself have friends who even feel disturbed by slight nudity, I often use it to be considerate so they don't have to feel disturbed or overwhelmed by my art. Just because I don't mind, it doesn't mean it's like that for everyone. Next, you can hide your posts. This is super useful if you want to use Artfol as an art portfolio to share with others, or to make it look more well put together. If it's hidden, the post will show up on the platform in a chronological order again, but it's not highlighted in your profile or gallery. An interesting function that is exclusively for Prisma users is the cover photo upload. It has several uses. Here's some background information about the formatting on Artfol. So basically, you can upload any kind of format you want to, but certain extreme formats won't work as well. And you upload it in like a special format, it would cut it in the middle randomly, and you would have a preview that might like cut some faces or whatever. So with the preview function, cover upload function, you can select what you want to show. Like, for example, if we stick with the webcomic format, you can, for example, make your own cover that says episode 1 of comic so-and-so, and then when they click on the post, they will see the whole thing. Same goes for landscape formatting. I, for example, also use it to show whips, but I select like the most good-looking one as the cover, so in the gallery it looks more well put together, but if you click on it, you have more insight and can, or like tap on it, you can see the whole thing. Now on to the last two open functions for the art posts. The critique function, it shows up in the community section, because not every artist wants critique on their artwork when they post something online. On other medias, people just ignore what the artist wants and give critique or feedback that never was wanted, and it can be really damaging and unhealthy, especially for young artists, and yeah, it just respects each other's boundaries. We love that. On to the talent function. This one is not meant for your regular posts. This is a function to create challenges for the whole community where everyone can submit something. I made my own video that you can check out about how you can host challenges on Artfol, since it's one of my favorite things to do, to create these challenges for myself and the community. And before I move on to the Discover page, I will show you what you can do with every post out there. You can like, reshare, save it to your collections, zoom in to see all the juicy details, and you can report every post out there and the users themselves as well. Generally for reports, I can highly recommend to use the report function. First of all, it actually works. You also get a notification, hey, thank you for your report, this user or this post got removed due to your report. It won't tell you which user or which post, but I think that's already great to get an information, hey, we saw it, it's done, great. Next is don't make posts to mass report any stuff. Mass reporting works since the more reports there are, the higher it gets in the ranking system of Artfol, so it gets deleted or removed earlier. But don't make own posts about it, since Artfol is supposed to be used for archers and not for creating drama. Let's move on to the next topic. Now we go to the Discover page. Here you can easily look for certain terms if you use the search function. And I, for example, regularly search for Artfol, since I love to help people out who have any questions about the app. The search function, as I already mentioned, has a filter that you can specify what you're looking for, like the hashtags, caption or title. Another example how you can use it is to search for my own username. So in the browse section there are the categories that work like hashtags, with the only difference that they have like fast passes with little pictures that you can select whenever you upload some artwork, but you don't have to. Next we have the What's Hot. It is the only section of Artfol that has a simple algorithm. All the other sections are ordered chronologically, just like in recent. Now on to my favorite section, the challenge section. I'm very pleased that Artfol started to highlight this function more. Here we can see the most recent submissions and some automatically highlighted challenges on the top. So the What's Hot and Recent filter are the same as for the regular artwork display, but here we have some extra filters for traditional styles, non-traditional styles, thank Lord, ending soon and ended challenges. Generally talking, you can find many OC and traditional style challenges, but there are more than enough people like me who will think of different challenges To participate in a challenge, you just have to pick one and submit your artwork. Pro tip, I often either save the challenge to my collections or save the entry as a draft before I even made something to find the challenge later on. After you submitted your work, it will show up here. For the next thing, let's check out the lovely Artfol Community. First we have the critique section. Here you'll find all the artists that are asking for your help and feedback. I love to use this function, especially if I'm lost with something, and I usually get very helpful feedback, especially if I give some context. The more specific you are, the better the people can help with your problem. And then we have the marketplace, or now called browse commissions. This section is outdated right now, but I'm sure it will get updates in the future. But basically, everyone can upload their commission sheets and information. If your commissions are closed, I would recommend to deactivate them till they are open again. A big recommendation I can give you is to hang out in the question section when you're just starting out with Artfol, because this is the spot to find art buddies and to experience the wholesomeness of the community. It's fun to discuss stuff, answer or ask questions. And below you find the most recent text posts of all users. That was all about the Discover page. Next we have the notifications. Ding ding ding. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's one of the best notification features I've seen so far. The filter options make sense, and it's not as frustrating it has been on other platforms for me. We can filter for all comments, follows, mentions, can be text, comments, responses, and shares. And last but not least, notifications for users that have submitted an entry to the challenge you have created. Wonderful. Next we have the chat function. It does what it is supposed to do. You can share images and links, work in the chat too, and you can start conversations that are more important to you. Okay, now we went through all the stuff for the daily use of Artfol. Next, we have the more juicy stuff, your own profile. Every Artfol profile can be customized to a certain degree and can be used as a portfolio. The others will see your commission sheet, public collections, featured posts, and your not hidden image posts. If you want to change anything on your profile, you have to tap the edit button. For your profile details, you can change your background, profile, short bio that you will see in front, and the longer bio that will be above your links. And you can let others know where you're from, change the theme. With Prisma you can customize the theme completely to your preference. You can pick out your gallery layout and basically choose between Pinterest or Instagram vibes. And last but not least, you can add as many links and emails as you want. And this is how it will look like when you filled out all of this. Also here are all the medals you got from Artfol for certain events or achievements. Then there's the information of how many followers your account has and how many you follow. You also can click on it and search for usernames. For the most website links, Artfol has icons, so users know which link is for what. But you also can add a link in the long description above. Next we have the commission card. You just fill out all your stuff, what you do, what you don't do, what your prices are, and how many slots you have free. And it's always good if the commission sheet shows what you can do and what kind of art you do. And you can add some tags, and after you set that up, you just disable it. On to collections. Whenever you save a post, you can create a new collection or add the post to your existing collections. There's a limit of how many collections you can create. Fun fact, you can save text posts too. And collections can be private or public. And you can choose a layout for it as well. To change the order of your collection, you have to activate this little button here right on the top. Drag it to wherever it should be. Okay, on to a feature I use a lot. It's the gallery. Here you can easily hide and unhide all of your posts. Tap on it and it's done. And tap on it again for it to show again. For the pin feature, it's a little more complicated, but also very useful. You can choose different layouts depending on the amount of pictures you want to highlight and what you want to show. And furthermore, you can pre-select the layouts automatically, so when you reduce or increase the amount of posts, it will change the layout automatically to the one you prefer. To pick the featured images, you have to select the ones you want in the order you want them to be. In my case, I wanted the third picture to be an older post, so I had to scroll down for that one to pick at the very end as like the third picture. When you want to share your Artfol profile, you can share it with this card function, or you can share the direct link to any post or even your profile. When you tap onto the background, it will... but for this function, when you tap onto the background, it will give you options to customize your card a little bit, and you have to tap in the background to go back to. Finally, let's look into an option that many users seem to oversee. This little icon with the two stripes. Here you can find extra settings, guidelines and more. For example, here we have Prisma. It gives you an overview of the advantages when you support Artfol monthly. I want artists to have a safe platform to connect and to offer their skills to their customers, so I'm totally supporting them. But anyway, here we have the history of posts you ever liked, so you can easily find stuff again later on. Then we have the app settings. You can change username, mail, password, activate, deactivate the dark mode, change other extra stuff like how your birthday cake should look like. Oh, here's a very important function. If you want or don't want to see any not safe for work or Gore art, you have to select this here. So in my case, not safe for work and Gore will be shown even if they use the filter for it. And as soon as it's getting a bit more wide, please use the custom filter, since Artfol should be a safe place for young and old. You can also select your preferred reshare layout. I know a few users who want to focus more onto the people who they already follow instead of seeing reshared stuff, so they use the minimized layout. Now, of course, you can unblock and block users and select that preference if you don't have Prisma. Last but not least, there is some account information and the option to redeem a code and delete your account. Then we have the Help Center. Here you can find all the basic answers for the usage of the app. Basically what I'm showing you here. But it's like just in text, so I thought this video would help, since visuals make it easier to understand explanation. And then we have the About Artfol. I will skip this since you can read that all by yourself. Though I'm so free to give you a sum up of the essential guidelines of Artfol. Back in 2020 and 2021, when Artfol launched, they originally wanted to make the app to welcome any kind of art. Also the more mature content, apart from the illegal ones like child porn, for example. But unfortunately, they had to change the rules, so the app doesn't get suspended by Google Play and Apple Store, because they have own guidelines on that. And I think not safe for work artists are still welcome here, and for more specific uncensored art, they still can refer to their private sites with links in their captions. Furthermore, it is allowed on Artfol to share some kind of suggestive art, but not pornography or hentais or content of masturbation, for example. It's a no-no. If you watched till here, thank you for your attention, and I want to remind you to be patient with Artfol, since there are still only 2 people behind all of this. And they indeed do their best to make Artfol into a bigger and better app, step by step. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to the next video. Ciao!